Hi friends, this is the instructional video for your Counting Sticks math worksheet. Okay, to do this activity, you are going to need some kind of stick. I had several at my house. The instructions say to use craft sticks. Craft sticks are kind of like these. So you could use something like this if you have this at your house, but if you don't, you can use whatever you have at your house. For example, I'm probably going to use these long wooden sticks that I had in my kitchen. But you could also, if you have maybe plastic utensils like knives or some pencils or some crayons, all of those things would work. The only rule is that you're going to need to have at least 20 of them, okay, so that the activity will work correctly. So find whatever utensil you're going to use to start off. So the first thing we're going to do is grab a handful of our sticks. Oh, I'm sorry. The first thing we're going to do is create where we're going to write our answers. So if you're going to use the worksheet, then you have no problem. But if you're going to use a whiteboard or something, you could write it out like this. On one side, we're going to put our estimate. The estimate is your good guess of how many. And then on the other side, you're going to write your actual number. So the actual number means what you know right answer or wrong answer for an estimate. After that, you're going to grab a handful of sticks. You're going to look at your sticks and you're going to estimate how many sticks do you think you have. And then you're going to write that number underneath the estimate. Now remember, this is just what do you think. It's not how many are there really. Just kind of, what do you think? I looked at my sticks and I said, I think this might be about 11. Then you need to divide your sticks. Make one bundle that is your 10 sticks. So count 10 sticks and make one pile that has 10. If you have more than one pile of 10, that is fine, okay? But all the groups of 10 need to be together. So on the left side of this picture, you can see that I had 10 sticks and I made a little bundle. And then on the other side, I put my ones, the sticks that were left over. So I had 1 10 and 3 ones. Now to figure out how many that is, I can say 10, 11, 12, 13. So I know I have 13 sticks. So I'm going to write that on the other side of my chart, the actual number side. Now you can see that my two numbers were different. I wasn't really sure how many I had at the beginning, but I was close, and that's okay. So after you do that, you need to circle the number that is bigger, the greater number. So I'm going to look at my two numbers. I wrote 11 and I wrote 13. Are they the same? No, one of them is bigger than the other one. Which one is bigger? 13 is bigger. So I'm going to circle number 13. Then at the bottom of this paper, there's a place for you to do a challenge. Now, challenge means that it is optional. Everybody say optional. Optional means you do not need to do this activity. You're not required to. I'm not going to give you a bad grade if you don't do it. It's just if you want to stretch your brain a little bit more, you can do the challenge. Okay? If you don't want to do the challenge, just skip it. If you do want to do the challenge, this is how you do it. You need to figure out how many more your bigger number is than your smaller number. So my bigger number was 13. So I need to figure out how many more 13 is than 11. One way I can do that is by subtracting. I can say 13 minus 11. So if I have 13 things and I take away 11 of them, how many do I have left? That's how many more 13 is than 11. So the way I decided to solve that problem was to draw some dots. So I drew 13 dots, and then I drew 11 dots. And then I circled how many dots were extra, okay? I had 2 extra dots. I had 2 more sticks. In reality, I had 2 more sticks than I thought I did in the beginning. 2 more sticks than 11. So 13 is 2 more than 11. So that's the challenge. Do you have to do that part? No, that is optional. You can do it if you want to. Let's do one more together, and then I want you to do the rest on your own. I grabbed another bundle of sticks. I felt them, I wiggled them. I thought, I think this is about 17 sticks. So I wrote 17 underneath my side for estimate. Then I had to count them. I made one bundle of 10 and I separated my ones. So let's count and see how many I have. Let's all say 10, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So I actually had 15 sticks. So here underneath actual number, I wrote 15. Was my estimate greater or was the actual number greater? In this case, my estimate was greater. I thought I had more sticks than I actually did. So I circled 17 because that was the biggest number. Now, one more time, I'm going to walk you through how to do the challenge. If you want to do it, do you have to do it? No, only if you want to. For the challenge for this one, I needed to figure out how many more is 17 than 15. So again, I wrote it as a subtraction problem. It said 17 minus 15. I drew out 17 dots, and I drew out 15 dots, and I figured out how many more dots I had on the 17 side than on the 15 side. Once again, I had 2 extra. Another way I could have figured this out is start at 15 and see how many it takes me to get to 17. Like this. Put 15 in my hand, close it up, say 15, 16, 17. Just like on my paper, I needed 2 more when I was counting with my fingers, just like in my picture. And then I wrote my answer, 17 minus 15 equals 2 for the challenge. So friends, that's the challenge part. You can do that part if you want to, but what you need to do is grab a handful of sticks, estimate how many you have, split them into tens and ones, then write the number that you actually have, and circle the greater number. All right, friends, do your very, very best.